Hey guys and gals, it's Trevor again. So a couple of weeks back, I was browsing my country's version of eBay when I found a very intriguing listing. 10 Ork Boyz for $10. So did I buy them?
You bet your sweet bippy I did.
So let's take a closer look at these Ork Boyz. Based on their poses, I'm pretty sure that they're from the Assault on Blackreach box set which came out at the start of 5th edition, which would explain why they were being sold for so cheap. Now, these guys didn't come with their own bases, but they still have this weird connecty bit that's meant for the old slotted style bases, and that's probably gonna have to go if we want to attach them to the normal bases that I have. Also, the posing on these models is a bit suspect. Like, seriously, who the hell holds an axe like that? So anyway, let's cut off the weird connecty bit and sand down their feet so that they're nice and flat for us to attach to our bases. I'm also gonna go ahead and repose the guys who are holding axes, so I'm gonna make one cut at the wrist, make another cut on the handle of the axe just above the hand, sand down the connection points so they're nice and flat, then I'm gonna plastic glue the three parts back together with the wrist angled slightly more forward and the axe angled slightly more inward. It's a small change, but I feel like it makes him look like he's about to swing the axe instead of just holding it up next to his head. Alright, now I'm gonna use my penknife to clean off the mold lines on the models, drill out those pesky gun barrels so that people on Reddit won't complain when I post pictures of these guys, and then I'm gonna assemble them with some plastic glue. While the glue is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and work on my bases because forward planning is extremely cool. So I've been gathering up the random plastic shavings, bits of modeling grass, and paint chips that fall on my painting surface. And I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try and use them as a basing material because I'm a cheap bastard. So I'm gonna add a generous amount of white glue, mix it up into an alluring sludge, and slop it onto all the bases. Alright, now that those are drying, let's get back to our Ork Boyz. I'm gonna use this Wraithbone primer to prime them up because I want them to have a very pale skin tone, almost as though they've just crawled up out of the ground to wage war on the pesky Imperium of Man. I'm gonna grab this dark purple and paint their sleeveless Ork t-shirts. Then I'm gonna grab a dark brown and paint their pants, leather straps, and their very fashionable wristbands. I'll be using this black paint to paint their boots, the hilts of their choppers, and their guns. After that, I'm gonna use some lead belcher to paint their talismans and buckles, the emblems, magazines, and muzzles of their guns, any of the fun helmets they're wearing, and the blades of their choppers. Now I'm gonna use this white blue to paint their eyes to reflect their lack of melanin due to them having lived underground for so long. Ooh, science! After that, I'm gonna use a pink paint to paint the inside of any of their mouths that are open. Then I'm gonna grab some screaming skull and pick out their teeth and this fun skull on this one guy's head. After that, I'm gonna grab my Wraithbone and just clean up any mistakes that I've made on the skin. On to the washes! I will be applying some Reikland Flesh Shade to all the areas of their skin. Then I'm gonna apply some Seraphim Sepia to their teeth and the one guy's skull. Then I'm gonna grab Citadel's best product and apply it to all the clothing, armor, hair, and weapons of our orcs. Once the washes are dry, I'm gonna grab the Wraithbone and gently dry brush it onto all the raised areas of the skin. Then I'm gonna grab this lighter silver paint and dry brush it onto all the metal areas to bring back some of the shine. Goodness me, doesn't that chopper look choppier now? Next, I'm gonna get some dark orange paint and lightly dry brush it onto their pants to give them a dustier, scruffier look. Then I'm gonna get some ochre paint and carefully stipple it onto the leather straps and wristbands of our orcs. Next, I'm gonna mix some black and white paint to form a grey paint to dry brush highlight all the black parts of the model. I'm mixing these paints because I don't actually own any grey paint and I should really buy some. Next up, I'm gonna use just the white paint and dry brush it onto the hair, trying to catch the most raised parts of it. After that, I'm gonna use a brighter purple and paint it on to the most raised parts of their sexy sleeveless shirts to highlight them. This is really gonna help to make the purple more stunning, which will make our orcs more sneaky. Finally, I'm just gonna apply a bit of red wash around the areas of the mouth. At this point, our orcs are basically done, so let's go finish our bases, which should be dry by now. So I'm gonna prime them grey, apply a black wash, mix some cheap black and white paint to form a grey paint for dry brushing, then finish it up by dry brushing some white. Okay, let's super glue our models onto our bases, and there you have it, my pale Ork Boyz. Overall, I'm actually really pleased with how they turned out. I think they look disturbingly human. If you enjoyed watching this video, please drop a like. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. And if you really want to help me out, please check out my Patreon at patreon.com/TrevorGoesMeep, where you can get behind the scenes shots, bloopers, and access to my Discord server. I'll be collecting suggestions for names for these Ork Boys in my Discord server, and don't worry, I will do a naming video for these guys as well because I do enjoy making those. Alright, hope you had fun, and I'll see you all next time.